Are you stressed by your job 24/7, exhausted, and wondering where the hell your paycheck even went? No savings, no growth, just endless misery on repeat? Yeah, I feel you. If there's one thing that's harder to find than a parking spot at the mall on a Saturday, it's a job that actually pays well without stressing you the F out. But here's the thing. Those dream jobs do exist, and I'm about to spill the tea on them. Don't stress, I've got you covered. Let's dive into 12 badass, high-paying, low-stress careers that'll have you living your best life without losing your mind.
So are you finding a job as a UI UX designer? Try these. The first one, UX Jobs Board, femk.design, coralflot.com, the UX Collective job board, Remotive, Dribble, Behance, LinkedIn.com.
If you've ever looked at an app or website and thought, why the heck is this so confusing? You already know the basics of what these jobs are about. UX/UI designers and researchers are the people behind making websites and apps easy and pleasant to use. You don't need to be a tech genius. Just be good at understanding what people want and how they use things. Plus, the pay is solid, usually around $80K to $120K a year, with a typical 40-hour work week. Sometimes with overtime depending on the project. But if you're after something less technical and better paying, stick around. The best part, you're not constantly fighting deadlines or dealing with angry customers. It's more like solving puzzles in a calm, focused way. And while there's some collaboration, you won't have someone breathing down your neck all day. If you love skincare and helping people feel good about themselves, this one's for you. Estheticians get to work in relaxing environments like spas or salons, giving facials, waxing, and other skin treatments. Sure, you've got to deal with clients, but let's be honest. Most people coming to see you are already in a good mood because they're treating themselves. The pay? You can expect to earn about $40 to $60 an hour, especially if you build a loyal client base.
What I made today as a licensed esthetician. Rejuvenating facial plus retail $65. Hydrating facial $58. Acne peel plus retail $65. Sensitive skin facial $59. Hydrating diamond glow facial plus retail $102. Grand total $284.
Most estheticians work flexible hours and can choose full-time or part-time schedules, making it easy to manage stress. But there are even better stay-at-home jobs. We'll get to that later. Plus, the vibe of most workplaces is chill. Think candles, soft music, and no corporate nonsense. Not only are you avoiding stress, but you're also working in an environment designed to be relaxing. Sounds fancy, but it's actually one of the more straightforward jobs on this list. You're not running around a chaotic fast fashion store. Luxury retail is all about slow, high-quality customer service. Think about it. Your customers are fewer in number but spending big. Your job is to keep the store running smoothly, manage a small team, and make sure everything looks pristine. The stress is manageable because you're dealing with a calm, high-end environment. Pay can range from $60K to six figures, depending on the brand, and the hours are typical for retail, usually 40 hours a week, with the occasional overtime during peak shopping seasons. If you think luxury retail pays well, wait till you see what I have in store for you. And since you're working in luxury, the perks, like discounts, are way better than your average retail gig.
Let's talk about the pros and cons of being a social media manager. I've been working as a social media manager, mostly freelance, for the past 4 years, so I have some insight on this. Let's start with the pros. First, you can create your own schedule. You also have the option to live anywhere you want, and you can travel frequently too. You can also choose how many clients you want to work with and how much you charge per client, so you have a good bit of control over how much you make.
Now, I know this one sounds stressful because social media can feel like a non-stop whirlwind, but trust me, it's all about how you manage it. You're basically getting paid to post content, engage with followers, and keep track of trends, but you do it on your own time. Most companies give you the freedom to plan and schedule posts, so you're not glued to your phone 24/7. Pay is usually in the range of 50K to 75K annually, and you can freelance for multiple clients, setting your own schedule. One in the pipeline might be even more laid back than this. It's one of the few jobs where your interests, scrolling through Instagram or TikTok, align with work, and more companies are paying well for solid social media management. This list is fun, right? Before we dive into one of the easiest and most flexible jobs around, hit that subscribe button so you don't miss what's coming up next. If you're into health and wellness, this is an awesome option. You're basically helping people live better lives by guiding them on what to eat. The stressful part might be dealing with clients who don't follow your advice. But honestly, most people seeking a dietitian want to change, so they're motivated. Pay usually ranges from 60K to 80K a year, and it's not physically demanding. You can work in hospitals, private clinics, or even set up your own practice, which gives you flexibility over your schedule. Soon, you'll see a job that pays similarly with even less client interaction. Many dietitians work 40-hour weeks, but you can choose to work fewer hours if you're self-employed. If you've ever been the friend who people turn to for advice or help with staying on track, this could be your calling. As a holistic academic coach, you're helping students learn better and manage their stress, especially those with ADHD or other learning challenges. You generally work about 4 to 5 hours a day, 4 days a week, and the pay is around 4K to 5K a month, though you can charge more as demand grows. The pace is manageable, and you have the freedom to choose how many clients you want to take on. Plus, it's incredibly rewarding when you see your students succeed. Massage therapy is one of those jobs where you actually help people feel better, and they appreciate it. Sure, it's physically demanding, but you're not dealing with corporate drama, tight deadlines, or angry customers. Most of the time, your clients are in a great mood. They're either excited to relax or just relieved to get their knots worked out. You can make around $120 an hour, which adds up fast, especially if you're self-employed. The best part? You control your schedule, so you can decide when you want to work and how much. Do you want a job with even fewer hours? Hang on. The environment is usually super chill. Dim lights, soft music, maybe even some aromatherapy candles. And if your client dozes off, you can just pop in some headphones and listen to your favorite podcast while working. It's not completely stress-free. It's still physically tiring. But the vibe and pay make up for it. Being an e-commerce manager might sound fancy, but in reality, it's one of those jobs where you can coast a bit once you get the hang of it. A lot of your day involves monitoring sales, tweaking product listings, and managing the online store's performance. You're not rushing to meet insane deadlines or putting out fires all the time. And if you're lucky enough to work for a solid company, like the guy who's making over 6 figures without a degree, it's even better. He works in the Bay Area, makes about $100K a year with bonuses, and is pulling around 30 to 35 hours a week. Sometimes only 2 or 3 hours of real work per day. Sure, meetings can get boring, but hey, the pay is fantastic. And the stress is minimal. It's about finding the right company that values efficiency over grinding away at a desk all day. But if staying at home is more your style, you're going to love what's coming next. Voice acting is another low-stress, high-reward career. Imagine this. You get to stay home, in your PJs, sipping coffee while recording lines at your own pace. You don't have to deal with daily commutes or office politics.
I like voice acting because voice acting has nothing to do with how you look. And so you can play a doll, a box, a ball, a candle, a little kid, an older lady. You're not defined by how you look. You can do the voice of a pencil. let's draw. That's the cool thing about not being seen when you're doing voiceover.
The only stressful part is when you're in a live directed session where multiple people are listening and judging your performance. But that's not every day. And guess what? Commercial gigs or even YouTube scripts pay quite well. Sure, it might get tedious after several takes, but once you're done, you're free. Plus, you can fit this around your life, which is perfect if you value flexibility. Now, if you love the idea of traveling, being an endangered species observer is a wild, pun intended, option. You basically get paid to be on a ship for 4 weeks, and the actual work you do, maybe 14 to 45 minutes a day. The rest of the time, you're free to watch Netflix, read, or even work out. And you're making $250 a day for that. Over the year, that's about $55K, which might not sound like a fortune, but you're only working 2/3 of the year, with built-in 2-week vacations every month. Plus, how cool is it to say your job is documenting whales and sea turtles? The job itself is low stress. The only catch is being away from home for long stretches, but if you like adventure, it's a pretty sweet deal. Beware, the next job lets you work while barely doing anything. As a self-employed housekeeper, the job is as low stress as it gets. You're not stuck at a desk. You can listen to your favorite music or podcasts all day. And you're done by mid-afternoon most days.
I'm a nanny/household manager, and when I make these nanny videos, wouldn't you want an employee that goes above and beyond? Like, that's how you get a good relationship in your workplace, is the boss respects and treasures the employee, and the employee does 110% effort. It goes both ways. It's not just I'm serving them and doing extra things for them. They are doing the same for me.
You're helping people, and the sense of accomplishment is immediate. You're not answering to a boss or dealing with office drama, just cleaning a few houses a day. And here's the kicker. You can make more than you would at a typical office job, with way less hassle and time commitment. Plus, you get the freedom to make your own schedule, which is a huge bonus if you value work-life balance. Being a makeup artist or a brand representative sounds glamorous. And in many ways, it can be. The environment is usually creative and fun. Whether you're working in a store, a salon, or freelancing for events, you're helping people feel confident and beautiful, which is pretty rewarding. The stress is minimal because, let's face it, most of your clients are excited to be there. They want to look good for a big event or just treat themselves. You also have the potential to make good money, especially as you build a loyal clientele or start working with high-end brands. Plus, if you're a brand rep, you might get free products and perks, and the pressure is more about staying trendy than grinding through endless tasks. Now, if you're in a high-paying, low-stress feminine career, drop your best tips in the comments below to help your girls out. And hey, do check out our other video on Kamala Harris's top career advice for women. It could literally change your life and give you the boost you need to level up.